Support comes from Missouri Forest Products Association, committed to sustainable and sound conservation of the state's forests, which support more than 41,000 Missouri jobs, resulting in a $10 billion industry. ChooseWood.com.
This is St. Louis on the Air from St. Louis Public Radio. I'm Elaine Cha. Last April, hundreds of people filled seats at the fabulous Fox Theater in Grand Center to hear some of St. Louis's most talented teens perform. Among them was our next guest.
This is 18-year-old Ray Strickland. He'll be performing his very relevant song, Time for Change.
The song is an original piece written, composed, and sung by a 2023 Central Visual and Performing Arts High School graduate and current freshman majoring in music at Morehouse College. We'll hear that performance of Time for Change in just a moment. But first, let's meet the musician behind it, Ray Strickland, and he's here with me now. Ray, thank you for joining St. Louis on the Air.
Thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure.
So the song Time for Change, for whom did you write this, Ray, and why?
I originally wrote this song in honor of my cousin, who I lost due to gun violence, and that was written in 2020. I also wrote it in honor of George Floyd when all of those things were going on concerning his death. Then, later on, in 2022, after the school that I was attending, Central, went through the tragedy that we went through, the song circled back to my memory. And this was the opportunity for me to bring it before a large audience. And Time for Change was really written just to do exactly that, bring awareness that we as a people, we as humanity must come together to bring forth change.
Mm-hmm. So it was a couple of years in the making then.
Yes.
Now, when you performed it for the first time, what were regular audience members, not those who are part of the judging, but regular audience members' response? What was it and how did it feel?
Honestly, as I was performing, I could hear people in the audience crying. And when I say crying, I really mean boo-hooing, as loud as it could be. I knew that in that moment, this song meant to them exactly what it meant to me. Mm-hmm. I knew that this song wasn't just another song. It had impact behind it. It was something that brought forth awareness that it's beyond skin color, it's beyond race, it's humanity. We as a people must come together, and that's what I realized as I sung it. As I sung it, I could hear people clapping. When I looked out into the audience after it was over, the entire audience stood up and gave me a standing ovation. That's when I knew that this song was just powerful and that it will continue to be powerful throughout the years.
Right. Well, let's listen to some of your April 2023 performance of Time for Change at the fabulous Fox Theater.
Oh, Father, hear your children. Hear our call. Don't let us fall. Oh, Lord, keep us another day, another day. Please don't, please don't, please don't take your love away. We need more of your grace. This is the time.
Again, that is Ray Strickland singing his song Time for Change in April 2023 at the fabulous Fox Theater just down the street in Grand Center. Now, it must have been such a feeling of accomplishment, at the very least, winning first place in the teen talent competition. You received a scholarship, not just one, but a number of them. And then there was other recognition and support that followed. Ray, what was it like to garner all of that with this particular song?
Honestly, as you said, it felt like a huge accomplishment. It still feels like a huge accomplishment. That entire day, I was extremely nervous. I really was. And when I went up there and sung, y'all couldn't see me shaking, but I was shaking.
Oh, yeah, there's video. There's no shaking visible. Yeah.
But I was shaking, and after literally getting all of these achievements from it, I said, this song is really going to take me places. I don't think that this is my great-grandfather would call it fly-by-night song, which means that it's here one day and then it's gone the next. But literally people that I have no idea who they are, but months later after the performance, they were reaching out to me saying how impactful it was to them. This song has, beyond the scholarships, beyond the so-called fame that it has brought me, the most important thing to me was the fact that it impacted people's hearts. And that's the biggest accomplishment out of it all.
Yeah.
Just to be able to say, I wrote a song, I performed the song, and it changed people's lives. That's the biggest accomplishment for me.
Well, it did move you as well, although the extent to that I'm wondering about. So you're wearing a Morehouse College sweatshirt.
Yes, I am.
Repping very proudly. Was going to Morehouse already part of your plan for yourself, or did participating in the competition and then winning it, did that somehow get you closer to getting there out to Atlanta?
Yeah, so it's a few things about that. It's a little complex. I had dreamed of going to Morehouse since 7th grade. And I said that I was going, and I had gotten accepted to it. I gotten accepted. I had scholarships from them, but I wasn't registered. So I had no classes. I had no room, no anything.
Okay.
It was the fact that I won the competition at the Fabulous Fox that they supported me financially to get out there, to register for all of my classes. There was also the financial support to make sure I had somewhere to stay while I was doing all of that.
Right.
So it was more than just winning. It was a support system that helped me to get to where my dream was.
And what was it about Morehouse? I mean, was it that it's located in Atlanta, which demographically, is different from St. Louis?
It is. Morehouse, I first heard the Morehouse College Glee Club, and I'd been a singer all my life. I knew that I wanted to be a part of that glee club, which I am now. But growing up without a father, I knew that I wanted to be around black men who had a vision for themselves, who wanted to be leaders, who wanted to change the world. And a brotherhood that I never had before, I have now, which is all of the reasons that I wanted to go to attend Morehouse College.
So, Ray, we heard your performance, which was done when you were 18. Are you 19?
I'm 19 now.
So whether you're 19, you're sitting here in front of me and then watching you in that performance and hearing you, you're young, but you sing and you play like you are an old soul. Where does that come from?
I've heard that all of my life. Growing up around older women, around my grandmother, watched me a lot, my great-grandmother as well. Just having those people who experience life, who can share wisdom. I believe that people say old soul, but it's really just the way that you carry yourself. If you have experienced some things in life, then you wear it well, and I am grateful that I wear it well. It's more so one of those, I'm glad that I don't look like everything that I've been through. When you go through a specific thing, whatever that thing is, or if it's multiple things, then you will show whatever your story is through how you carry yourself. So that's where I get my spirit from.
Right. We're talking today with Ray Strickland, who is a CVPA graduate, class of 2023, the winner of the 2023 St. Louis Teen Talent Competition, and now a freshman at Morehouse College in Atlanta. Now, another thing you are, Ray, is a licensed minister.
Yes, I am.
Did music somehow lead you to that, or vice versa? How did that happen?
Well, it was music first. In the beginning, I started playing for church when I was 11 years old. And then I started playing for the church by myself, and I do mean playing the piano, when I was 12 years old. So since I've been 12 years old, the first even introduction of a minister came from Minister of Music, which means I was over the entire music department. Later in life, when I was 17 years old, I was called to preach. And in that, about 100 people came out to hear my first sermon. And I started preaching the gospel, and later, it was the same week of the school tragedy that I was licensed to preach, which gave me the opportunity to preach anywhere that I'm asked to preach.
Okay.
And I've been doing that ever since.
Now, 2024 will be the 14th year of the Teen Talent Competition. I want to make sure that we talk about this. There is a longer history of the contest in St. Louis, as Kate Vanderwille, Executive Director of the Fox Performing Arts Charitable Foundation, shared with us yesterday.
It was originally started by Mary Strauss in 1984 after the Fabulous Fox opened back up. And then in 2010, she decided to bring the Teen Talent competition back to the Fox stage to get as many fabulous teens performing on stage at the Fox, the one and only. To just give people more performing arts opportunities in St. Louis.
Kate also shared how past contest winners have gone on to do various things, and many of them found careers in the performing arts sector.
Like Christina Jones, she's currently on Broadway in The Wiz. She is the stand-in for Dorothy. Micah Garrido, he was our first winner. He is a music producer, composer, singer-songwriter based out of LA. DeJuan Johnson, he is a company dancer at Big Muddy Dance Company. And he also just choreographed a piece for one of his students to use in the Teen Talent competition this year. Royce Martin has scored shows for HBO, Netflix, Disney, and he has recently had a PBS special regarding the music that he plays by Scott Joplin.
So, hearing why the Teen Talent Competition got started, and then what some past St. Louis Teen Competition winners are now doing, Ray, how does that compare with, why you decided to give the competition a shot, or what it is that you hope to do with your career?
I gave the competition a shot because a teacher asked me to. That's just how that was. At first, I had saw the advertisement of it, and I had a bad experience before with going into a talent competition. So then I said I would not go into something like that again. But then I took a shot, I took a chance, and it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. I hear about the success of the former winners, and my goal is to be a part of the music industry, to continue that passion, to continue that drive. I plan on being an accompanist for orchestras and symphonies. That's why I'm in school now to study the music, both voice and piano. I see myself going so far within this career. I want to be able to continue to impact people through music because music is a universal language. It connects to all people. And with my career, I want to help the next generations. I want to sow into them as generations before me has poured into me. I do believe that when you pour into generations after you, they pour back into you one way or the other. So my goal in my career is to allow music to live on even when I'm not here anymore.
And you have some very specific goals for the next year around musicianship, right? Tell us a little bit about that, Ray.
When it comes to musicianship, just within this year alone, I see my success, and it's crazy how I see it because I am a spiritual person, and I can see it as if it's almost right there. And it's a step away, whatever that step is, to the point to where I don't know if it's a specific performance, if it's just the fact that I'm still taking this time to work on my craft, to learn. I am taking up piano, and I do see myself being phenomenal in that alone. And I want to master the piano. I want to master singing. That this year, I'm working on some music that I do want to release, but I don't want to do it until I know that it's perfected. So that's what I'm working on right now, just perfecting each area of what I'm crafting.
This is your first winter break back from Morehouse.
Yes.
And I understand that with all that you've learned in this first semester, you are hearing music a little bit differently.
Yes.
And maybe it's a little bit too early to tell, but do you think that being away from St. Louis has helped you hear your hometown differently?
Yes, I can say that. I think it helps strengthening my ear, or helps with strengthening my ear. Musically, I can hear very clearly each instrument in a song. I can hear when people are singing under a note or singing above a note and not right on pitch. And just when I listen to the world, I listen differently. I listen to the cries of the world. I listen to the hurt that's inflicted in just my hometown alone. Just from this holiday break, I've seen so much cruelty. I've seen so much pain. I've seen so many deaths in St. Louis alone, to where it helps me know what the world needs now, you know, and it still reflects back to the fact that we need change.
Just like the song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ray Strickland is a St. Louis native and 2023 Central Visual and Performing Arts High School graduate whose original song, Time for Change, earned him first place in last year's annual St. Louis Teen Talent Contest. Ray, thank you so much for joining us today. Good luck with your second semester at Morehouse and with this work that you are perfecting and will be sharing with the world.
Thank you so much. It was truly a pleasure to be here.
This episode was produced by Emily Woodbury.
Audio engineering and podcast design by Aaron Dorr.
Our executive producer is Alex Hoyer.
St. Louis on the Air is a production of St. Louis Public Radio. Understanding starts here.
St. Louis on the Air proudly supports local artists by using music from Life Creative Group.
Do you find yourself regularly listening to episodes of St. Louis on the Air? Suggest us to a friend you think might enjoy our conversations. And leave us a review and rating on Apple Podcasts on the App Store. It's the simplest way to help people discover our show. Thanks.
St. Louis Public Radio is a member-supported service of the University of Missouri St. Louis.
Support comes from the Missouri Forest Products Association. Missouri produces wood pallets, railroad ties, white oak barrels, hardwood floors, and more. Details on the variety of products made in the state are at choosewood.com.